Good morning, everybody, and welcome to WCFL Dolphins Talk. Hope y'all are having a wonderful morning this morning. It's a beautiful day here in Brooksville, Florida, but in the meantime, let's have a few short words from our sponsors.
Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10, the fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30.
Welcome to the Fins Tailgate. It's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. We live that aqua and orange from the field to the mic. Breaking down the plays, man, we talk it every night. From Tua to the defense, you know we keep it tight. NFL moves, you know we got the insight. We open up the floor, yeah, it's your time to shine. Fans drop the heat with opinions realigned. You got concerns, bring them, we're gonna chime. The Fins Tailgate's where we keep it prime. Welcome to the Fins Tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. The NFL's changing, but we stay on the grind. Latest breaking stories, we don't waste no time. From the trades to the rumors, we make them all align. At the Fins Tailgate, we always on the climb. We're repping the Dolphins, but it's NFL wide. From South Beach to the league, we keep it worldwide. Got the fans engaged with the energy supplied. Come kick it at the tailgate, we're riding high tide. Welcome to the Fins Tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. So if you love the game, you know we got the gate. Tune in, speak out, don't wait, it's your fate. This is the Fins Tailgate, now watch us dominate. Miami Dolphins, NFL, yeah, we integrate.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Good morning, everybody. WCFL Dolphins Talk. Welcome my co-host Johnny O, Dolphin Winners, and Shake Money.
What's up, Paul? How are you?
Good morning. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Yeah, we need to correct the T.F.T.G West Coast Dolphin Club. I thought we was a coast, not a cost. I'm looking on YouTube right now. I'm looking at my computer, and I'm just looking at the title. I'm just busting stones.
Well, it cost us a lot.
Yeah.
How's things going up there in Philly there, Winners?
Man, listen, dude. It looks like it's going to storm any moment, but it's hot and humid. It is, and it's actually summertime right now. So, I mean, not too much to complain about. What's good with you, Johnny?
Same here, brother. It's going to be hot and humid all week. With a little rain right now, but it's supposed to stop. So, sun will come out, and it'll be crazy hot.
Yep, as they say, the sun will come out tomorrow.
Hey, sun's always there. You just can't always see it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Mr. Timber at it again.
Jake, how are you doing? He must be away from his desk right now.
Happy birthday to Chef Jew.
Oh, Chef Jew, happy birthday. Yeah, Chef Jew, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday, Chef Jew. Happy
birthday, Chef Jew. I already sent him a text this morning. So I don't know about any y'all, but I haven't seen much of anything new going on with the Dolphins.
No, there's nothing new going on. You know, same drama, same BS. Waiting to see what happens with Ramsey. You know.
Hey, Shake, double check, make sure we're on YouTube because there's nothing coming up yet.
We're on YouTube. It's just early.
Okay. Well, usually Michael K's always up there. I'm the only one here.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely showing that it's saying 10 watching now, so or 8 watching now. So we do it. Yep, there you go. He just said you're on.
Yeah.
So here it come. I see. We got Suicide, which is Michael K. Marino's GOAT, and Delusional Patriots fan. Good morning, you folks. Thank you
Good
for
morning,
joining us this
everybody.
morning.
I know there's.
You know, but
I've seen some, talk that we have the next best thing that, as long as he stays healthy, Tua should have a breakout year.
Well, I don't know about breakout. Last year he missed a bunch of games. The year before he did very well, statistics wise. So,
Well, I'm just repeating what the talking heads say.
yeah,
I'm tired of the milk and cookie bullshit. Either get us a fucking playoff win as a team, not one person. I'm tired of hearing, well, Tua needs to lead us. No, it's not just Tua. It's McDaniels. It's Weaver. It's the offense. It's the defense and the fucking special teams. As a Miami Dolphin fan for 31 years, and I know the people on this panel longer than a Dolphin fan longer than I have, I want to see a fucking playoff win. I want to see us make a fucking playoff run. I want to see us be a team where they talk about us on the fucking news and every fucking sportscast and say, damn, the Miami Dolphins is a dangerous fucking team to go against, and they're a team to be reckoned with. That's what the fuck I want to see. I am done with hearing that, oh, Tua's going to have a breakout season, and that don't mean shit if we don't go anywhere. So with that being said, I just want to see what moves that we make between now and fucking August, training camp, end of July, and our first 3 preseason games. And then after that, then I can have an assessment on what the fuck we're going to do this season, because I'm still sticking at 7-10. Like I said before, the NFL went that up.
Well, with that being said, hello, Casa Nostra. And is there any fucking thing else you want to say with that, Dolphin winners?
Fuck no, I don't. But it's all jokes aside, really, it's just we get tired of, as fans, we're tired of just the regular old hoopla. I understand that they got to put something out there for us to talk about, or just some type of chatter. But at the end of the day, for Miami Dolphin fans, we just want to fucking win. That's what it comes down to. Stop being Buffalo's bitch. Stop sitting there trying to sit there and say that we're going to do this, and the players say, oh, we're going to be dogs, we're going to do this, and then they want to be a puppy child in the middle of the fucking season. So, at the end of the day, don't talk about it, be about it. I don't want to hear no more. I'm just done with the bulletin board material. Put up or shut up. That's what it comes down to.
The way we go.
I mean, that sounds like a plan. I'm not going to argue with you on that. That's what we all want. Is a playoff win, and even farther than a playoff win. We want more than just
absolutely. One. I'll be honest with you, Paul. I'm going to be honest with everybody on this panel. I'll take a playoff win this year. I will take one fucking playoff win. I'll take that. I'll be happy with that. Because at the end of the day, it's somewhere that we're not supposed to be, especially where the dynamics of this team is looking right now. And the way this team is looking right now, we are not built to make any type of run in the playoffs. We are not built to make any type of major run in the season. So really, that's why I've been saying, since we've been talking about this new Miami Dolphins team coming up this season, it's a questionable team. We don't know. We don't know if John New's going to get his money. We don't know if Sigler going to get his money. We don't know who's going to be the starters of this team. We don't know who's going to hold out. So there's a lot of question marks, but it's the frustration of the same old BS where it's like we invest our time, our energy, and our patience into this team, and we are the ones with egg on our face every single fucking year.
And I tell you what, one thing about the Dolphins, as far as me is concerned, the Dolphins is a team that I hope would win, but I will never bet on to win.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, the way it's looking right now, we still have 0 secondary. I mean, people are talking about 11 wins, 12 wins. I don't know how. We have 0 secondary. Who's starting in the back?
Thank you. Agreed. 100% agreed. Johnny. For real. You know, my whole thing is you can have Tua put up numbers this season, but the numbers ain't gonna mean nothing if we don't get the wins. You know what I mean? Tua can have 300-yard plus games, but if you don't got that win in the column, it don't mean nothing. It really doesn't. Yeah, individually he'll look good, but if we don't got the wins and the wins ain't, you know, and our record is like just hypothetically 3-8, it ain't gonna mean a damn thing.
No, I mean, if you're scoring 28 but giving up 31 every game, it's not going to matter.
Absolutely. And everybody has a right to their opinion about having 11, 12, 13 wins. But you said it best. We don't have a secondary.
Yeah,
that is a definite weakness right now.
I mean, right now, like I said, and I'm with Johnny O, 5 to 6 wins. And the telltale sign is going to be those first 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
First 4 games is going to be the telltale sign of what the season's going to be like. I mean, we have 3 division games, 4 conference games. The first 4 games.
Yep. Absolutely. Listen, ain't no easy jog out the gate. You're sprinting right out the gate.
Yeah.
Right out the gate. Because the Indiana game could sit there and come down to a playoff placement, or it could be a tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker could come back and bite us in the ass if we lose that game, the first game of the season. And then we already know self-explanatory. The other 3 games, they are all divisional games. We must win all those games. We stop putting it to a situation where we have to sit there and allow another team to do this, or this team's got to do this, and that team's got to do that. And we got to do no. We had destiny on our hands two seasons ago. Now, my whole thing is really up to us. Can we get back to that part where we have destiny in our hands again and take full advantage of that destiny and sit there and cream it and kick it in the ass? Because at the end of the day, it's not like we didn't have it. We had it right in the palm of our hands, and we lost it to Tennessee with less than 3 minutes left on the clock. So we can get there as a team, but will we? There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of question marks with this team.
I mean, the only really good news is they did make the offensive line better, so that should keep Tua upright. But the problem is, it's new guys. It's they look like good players, but they got to go out and play and block and do what they're supposed to do so that Tua stays upright and can put the points on the board. But like I said, we have no secondary right now, so how many points are you gonna have to score every week in order to win games?
Yeah. I mean, the defense has got to be able to stop.
Did we finally sign the kid? Did we finally sign that guy, the second-round draft pick?
I haven't seen anything on him if he's actually made his sign yet or not. Jake, can you look that up?
What do you want to look up?
Savania actually make his signing yet?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if he's ever signed his contract yet or not. I'm not sure.
That's what I said. I've been looking to see if he signed his contract, and I still haven't seen or heard anything.
Okay. Despite signing 7 other draft picks, the Dolphin teams finalized deals with all other draft picks except for Savania, who is the offensive lineman and selected 37 overall.
There we the fuck go. That says volumes. That speaks volumes right there, gentlemen. And I think they're going to get it done, but at what cost? Because I'm like this, we're almost in July.
Yeah. Well, July 6th.
Being a second round pick, I'm not sure what he's waiting on signing. He can only get so much money.
Well, it's the guaranteed money. That's what they're fighting for, not the amount. It's the guaranteed amount.
Okay. All right.
Well,
believe it or not, there's some teams that fully guaranteed their second round draft picks all their contract. So it kind of set a bad precedent. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that seems to be the whole damn league. That's what they fall into. One team does something stupid, and then every other player wants the same thing, and the teams don't want to do it, but because somebody set a precedent, they all have to follow suit. That's why the quarterback contracts are way out of whack.
Yeah. Well, for all of you interested in training camp, tickets for training camp go out July 6th.
Delusional Patriots fan says, look at this. I think the Patriots just signed their 4th round pick. So
yeah, I wonder how many drafted guys haven't signed throughout the league yet. I mean, I know we've signed all but one, so
yeah.
But the one big one we need is the offensive lineman, and he hasn't signed.
Exactly. I was about to say the one that we need to sign is the one that's not signed.
What's up,
morning,
Russell?
What's up, Russell?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Fine,
Good, brother. How you, man?
Just chilling. A little bit of rain here today, which is good, but it's still buggy as heck outside.
Yeah. Well, whatever rain you guys got, it's heading our way. Because I know Johnny O said it's drizzling where he's at, and it's really overcast here in Philly.
Yeah, it's muggy. It's a light rain. But it's already clearing up, and my girl's already talking about I'm going walking. I told her she could forget that. Johnny, how was your trip?
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful, brother. What a good time.
Nice. Glad you're back safe and sound.
I would definitely recommend anybody, you want to go on a nice vacation, go to Columbia. Make sure you take the tours. There's buses that take you all these different cool places.
Mm-hmm.
Show you the country, and they keep you out of the bad neighborhoods. So,
yeah, you definitely don't want to be in the Medellin cartel.
No, there's really not much of that left. And it's funny you say Medellin because that's the way it's spelled. Over there, they say Medellin.
Yeah, Medellin. Yeah.
Medellin.
But absolutely beautiful. It's a third world country, and you could see the poverty the way that a lot of them live and stuff. But makes you appreciate what you have. But man, what an amazing place.
Cool, man. Glad you had a good time.
Oh yeah, no, the Leo and Powell, the bride and groom, set up 2 different Thursday and Friday. We took bus rides and toured all over different stuff, and they showed us all kinds of cool stuff. A lot of it about Pablo Escobar and how he did things and all the crazy stuff he did. And we saw a museum. We saw where his headquarters used to be. They tore the building down and made a big wall with 45,000 names and stuff on it of people that were killed over stupid
the drug
stuff.
Problem. Yeah. Well, you got to give him credit. He's the only prison inmate I know built his own jail.
Yeah. They showed us they had a replica jail cell.
Shit, right?
We built his own prison. He said, "I ain't going to prison in America. I'll build my own."
Yeah, that's he had 10 prison. He went to the government and said, "Here's my 10 demands, so you don't ship me off to the U.S. I'll build my own prison." He didn't build a prison; he built a damn hotel for himself. He had his own security, his own chef. People could come and go as they want. He had military out front.
You know, too, he was out.
It was pretty much house arrest then, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, too, he was also
Literally,
paying
yeah.
what people don't realize, he was actually paying their national economy. Because through the drug trade, he was helping all that government for a while. And they weren't saying nothing. They were like, U.S. ain't getting jack. If we lose our cash cow, we in trouble.
Well, his
I'm
biggest
correct,
problem is
he's
when
getting
he
about
got
two-
into politics is when it took him down. If he'd have stayed
Yep.
out of politics, he
Yeah. Yep.
the man
So
was
what's
getting about
going on?
$200 million
What's going
a
on,
day.
Papa Paul? You got laryngitis? I don't never hear you say nothing.
No, I've been talking. I've just been listening to you just now.
Oh, okay, player. I'm just checking.
I'm alive and well, doing fine.
Oh, I
and
know
dandy,
you are.
just like a hard candy Christmas.
Uh-huh. I see you. Just happy that all my guys are good. So what do you think about Ramsey still? Now it's Pittsburgh now. What do you think about that?
who knows? There's rumors of Pittsburgh, still the Rams. I saw one yesterday.
Hold on. Actually, yesterday, I read a report yesterday morning, saying that the Dolphins, Ramsey wants to be on the West Coast. So
I don't give a damn what he wants.
yeah.
I'm trading him for the best of our team. I don't care if it's Saints,
unfortunately-
whoever it is.
unfortunately, I agree with you, but unfortunately, we don't have that control. So
Yes, we do. Why don't we?
No, I mean
He has a no trade clause. He can't pick where he wants to go.
Me and you, either way, but me and you personally don't have control of that.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is,
Chris Greer. I know, knowing Chris Greer's history, he's going to do what Ramsey wants him to do.
yeah, well, guess what? I would do what's best for the team. I don't care if it's the Saints, the Browns, whoever it is.
Yes,
I don't care.
You're gonna have to see who's gonna take. You're gonna have to see who's gonna take some of that money off of that contract.
Yeah, somebody's going to want to pay
We're
it.
gonna be the one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, somebody's
we're
gonna
gonna
have
be
to-
the ones who's gonna be stuck with that.
Yeah, I mean, if we got to pay a little of it, if it's Pittsburgh, if it's the Saints, the Titans, the Jets, I don't give a damn who it is. These guys get so comfortable with, I'm going to go where I want to go. No, you're not. You played with us. We kept giving you raises. And, if the Browns came up and gave us a better deal than everybody else, guess where you're going? You're going to the Browns. I don't care if it's the Saints, the Buccaneers. I don't give a damn what team it is. We got to look for the future of our team, no matter what he thinks. You had an opportunity. Even if you don't like somebody, you can go into a room and not talk to him. Everybody has a relative you don't want to be around or a person you don't want to be around. You keep it moving. You do your job, and then you do your job and keep it moving. You're still getting a check. You're still getting a check of 1st and the 15th in the NFL. So if you don't like the head coach, you don't have to talk to the head coach. You can talk to your defensive player anyway. Talk to Weaver.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, I want 50 degrees this September, but no, we're not getting it.
Oh, you live in the wrong state. You live in the wrong state for 50 degrees in September.
Yeah, and we're for the wrong team if you think that we're gonna just give him to the best offer. I'm telling you, Chris Greer is gonna give in to his demands. Watch.
Well, yeah, he said he wanted to go to the West Coast. It didn't matter either LA team, San Fran, and that's where he's going to end up going when this is all done and said. He wants to go out there. They're going to let him go out there, and then we're going to eat a big portion of that contract, if not the whole damn thing.
I mean, saying and doing is, like I said, I would do. Not saying what he would do. I'm saying I would do. Because, I mean, last time I checked, this is what I tell people all the time. When you go out and buy stuff, you don't buy somebody else's name on your jersey. I buy for the Miami Dolphins. People have come and gone. We've all seen somebody we liked come and gone, but we're still Miami Dolphin fans. If he went to the Patriots, good for him. I'm still a Miami Dolphin fan. That's why people are like, Russell, you don't buy jerseys? Why? My father told me years ago, why you want to wear another man's name on your back? He could come and go. Your name's always going to be the same. We are fans of the Dolphins. I like certain players, but I mean, I'm not going cuckoo over Jalen Ramsey. Hey, okay, he played well, but he got burnt too. He was looking shaky. Hey, he got to go. Okay, bye-bye. We'll have to rebuild, and that's what it is. I've seen this movie since 1970, so I'm not going to change and get off my perch. It's just my opinion. Don't mean it's right. Don't mean it's wrong. I just think that these guys, you pay them, and pay them. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I want to go to this one. I want to go. No, we got to trade what's best for our team. I understand you guys all saying it, and you guys are totally correct. But come on. Once in a while, you got to put your foot down. If we're going to pay half of whatever, then I'm taking the best deal. What if the Saints came and said, hey, we'll give you this and we'll pay a quarter of it and you have to pay? Okay, you're giving us this. That's what it is. You're going to Saints. We ain't got no trade clause. Now you're their headache.
Yeah, and I don't understand why GMs don't sit in these meetings and when they write these contracts up, they don't tell them, listen, we'll give you this raise and we'll move you to the highest paid corner in the league, but you're going to have a no trade clause and that's fine, but you can't come to us in a year and say, I want to trade. You're here, you're signing this contract, you're here for the duration of this contract. You don't like it, that's too damn bad. I don't know why they don't put that in contracts so these guys can't do this shit.
Yeah, because you're going to be held over a barrel every year. Somebody's going to get more every year. Certain teams pay different salaries.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we can sit here till we're blue in the face. The Texans just paid Stingley a lot of money. Now he's the highest paid corner. He's young, too. He's also probably 6 years younger than Ramsey. So that's their team's business. I can't go tell the Texans, now Jalen Ramsey's like, well, blah, blah, blah makes $2 million more than me. I want $3 million now. Whoa, you just got paid the last off season.
Russell, you know what it comes down to, Russell, and this is an overall problem. They're looking at the MLB and the NBA. The NA, if I'm correct, football is third or fourth in the list between those four in salaries. They're like third or fourth, and they're looking at MLB number one, NBA number two, and then NFL and NHL are not that far off from each other. Because they're not getting monster contracts like the other two sports, and that's what they're looking at. Everybody
it's funny
wants
too.
to get paid. That's what it comes down to.
MLB doesn't have a salary cap, so they pay guaranteed contracts. The NFL only pays your signing bonus guaranteed. So you hear all these crazy contracts in the NFL: 10 years, $200 million, but the signing bonus is $50. They're only getting $50, and then they prorate it. They ain't giving you $50 up front. So. Like a baseball player signs a contract, 10 years, $600 million. He's getting $600 million. It may take 20, 30 years later, by the time the whole payment comes out. Look at a guy like Ohtani. Ohtani was smart. He signed a 10-year deal for like $700 million, right? But he's only taking $2 million a year, and all the rest is in an account. So how much interest do you think that is?
Right.
And they circumvent the caps. That's why you see the teams like the Yankees, the Dodgers, all the teams with money can keep doing that. And then the low-life teams, and I'm not saying low-life, but the small market teams like Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers, they ain't never going to be good. The NFL is profit sharing, so everybody's generally on the same type of deal. It depends on your market, obviously. And a lot of these owners got TV contracts, and then they're making a ton of money through parking lots and concessions and TV deals. That's why Roger Goodell, he's like a pimp for the NFL owners. They can say whatever they want, but he's doing their dirty work for them. And he ain't saying no.
Well, the commissioner's job is the commissioner's job is to oversee the league, have meetings, make sure the owners are, 3/4 are on the same page when they vote for rules and stuff, and that's their job.
Yep,
he's employed by the NFL to run the
work
NFL.
For the NFL. Yeah, definitely. And like you've said it, Saul, and you've said it 100 times. It's all about the brand. They don't give a damn about anything else. You mess up with the brand, you're getting out. You're not messing with their chips. There's too much money.
Morning, Derek.
With the brand.
You for joining us.
Derek, what's up, brother?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
What's up, Derek?
Chilling. What's going on?
What are you up to today, Derek?
Not too much. Got a softball game here in a little bit. This heat, it's gonna be fun. But besides that, not a whole lot.
Derek's playing softball in the heat. When I think of exercise, I lay on the couch till the feeling goes away.
Well, Shake, real quick. I believe it's that time to play Chef Juice commercial.
He must be away.
Yep.
No, I'm here. Hold on.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also, reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Chef Jew, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area. Make sure you get his sweet treats and good eats.
And I wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, wish him a happy birthday today.
Yeah,
Chef Jew, yeah.
Real quick, if y'all didn't know that tight end Jonnu Smith skipped mandatory minicamp amid ongoing negotiations for a new contract. Though both he and the Dolphins are motivated to stay together, time is limited ahead of training camp.
Well, I mean, it's not limited because he's already under contract. He just wants more money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, there you go. Signed a contract, plays a year, does well, and now wants a new contract.
Yep. Monkey see, monkey do. He got a new deal, so I want a new deal. It's going to be like that till they shut it down.
Yeah, so you know what's trips me out is how everybody says, "Oh, Chris Greer should get ahead of the contract and offer him a good a player friendly contract." Well, nowadays if Chris Greer does get ahead of it and offer him a player friendly contract, guess what? In a couple of years, they're gonna be doing shit like this now.
Shake, real quick, can you put up Anthony Marzano's question where he's asking about? No. Up top, big one. There you go. Isn't the commissioner basically almost a legal representative for the league because aren't these guys high-end attorneys?
Well, if you look at the way the NFL is set up, the commissioner is there to be impartial and fair to every team. They're there to the owners still run the league. They're there to represent the entire league, make money. That's why they're not going to get rid of Goodell. He's the one that's getting it to go to streaming services and putting games in other countries. And we can bitch and complain all we want, but it's bringing in more money, and that's what the NFL owners want.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep. He is in a sense like a high end business accountant. He's similar to like a hedge fund manager. He's not going to mess up their money, and he's going to add to their pocket. It's plain and simple, whether we like it or not.
Right. I mean, think about it. When Ross bought the Dolphins, what did he buy it for? $1.1 billion or something? It's now worth $7 billion.
Yep. And like you said, with all the streaming, I keep telling people, be careful what you wish for, because there's going to be a Super Bowl overseas. It's coming. And they're gonna have a franchise eventually overseas. There's gonna be a franchise eventually overseas.
Yeah, there might be a whole division overseas.
Well, I don't know about that.
I was about to say that. No, I do. I do. I think it's gonna be a whole division.
I don't know about.
Yeah, you're gonna have 4 overseas. Yeah, you're gonna have 4 teams because they're gonna want them to be able to play home games and not travel every week. So there'll be a whole division.
It's going to be difficult. The only thing I say no to that, only because it'd be difficult if you have a whole 4 teams based overseas with travel, with bye weeks. It'd be pretty tough, especially with teams that, okay, hypothetically, you play in London and then you play a game out on the West Coast.
But that's the thing is the way they'll do it is, let's say there's a division of 4 teams overseas. Okay, 2 of them will be traveling to the United States for at least a 2-week period. So they'll come over and play, say, Buffalo one week and Philly the next week, and they'll stay in the United States. The other 2 teams will stay in Europe or wherever it's going to be, and they'll have a game against each other, and then the following week, 2 other teams will fly over there to play back-to-back games where they're playing one of them, and then the other 2 teams that return, they're playing one of them. So they'll make it to where it's a 2-week thing all the time.
Okay, now what countries you think
And they'll
this is
have a
going to be
bye.
based out of?
Well, right now, the way it's looking is the
It would
UK.
have to be probably England.
Yeah, UK, Germany.
England,
Because right,
Germany,
England
yeah.
and Germany right now would be the top 2 because they're fairly close together. You know, the travel isn't like coming across the Atlantic Ocean. There could be Mexico, because that seems to be a big one. And Mexico's travel, you know, especially like to go to the West
Because
Coast.
Mexico's on the border of Texas. I'm saying,
Brazil. Hey, Brazil could get one.
Yeah, Brazil could get one. And, you know, well, Spain we don't know because this is going to be the first game there. So they have to see how it's received and how much money they make. Ireland, same thing. First game there, see how it's received, how much money they make, how many people actually show up.
I'll say this. I'm looking at the comments right now, and I'm seeing people saying that it never would be a Super Bowl outside of the United States. You look at the numbers of what they do on regular season games overseas. Money makes sense. Don't ever say never. Say never.
It's going to be a Super Bowl overseas. I'm telling you. Hey, you remember them guys saying, "Oh, there'll never be a Super Bowl in cold weather." Oh yeah. Or how about Denver and Seattle was outdoors in Giant Stadium? Remember that?
Yeah.
Everybody. Oh no, wait, they're not going to play outdoor Super Bowl in January in the cold. Yeah. Well, they played Denver and Seattle in the cold.
Fucking up good.
And they made a ton of money. And I understand the NFL likes to have all the stuff leading up to the Super Bowl with all the pregame and using the city, whatever city is the host for good weather. But I'm telling you, you've seen the games overseas. The people love it. So eventually there's going to be a Super Bowl overseas. I'm telling you. And what worse could happen? Because it would make both teams as a neutral. There'll be no home type team. Because hypothetically, a Super Bowl's in California or a Super Bowl's in the South. And what if the team's locale is closest to that area? It makes it easier for the team that's in that area. It doesn't have any partiality if, okay, the Super Bowl, San Francisco, hypothetically against Miami, and it's in London. Who's the home team? They're both going to be neutral.
Well, yeah, but they would still do it where AFC, NFC team is the home team. So, I mean...
No, I understand that part, but what I'm saying is the year that the San Francisco 49ers played the Dolphins in '84, the Super Bowl was in the state of California, Palo Alto. Who's gonna benefit more? San Francisco for the short travel. And then what happened? Dolphins got beat. Marino's only time in the Super Bowl. There are certain locales that are benefiting certain teams. I'm not saying AFC, NFC. Obviously, they're going to continue that. Yeah, I see maybe down the road they might realign the divisions to make it more like a Southern division, or more centralized, for teams with travel.
Yeah, Anthony brings up this point. I think likely NFL Europe again before they make up a whole division.
I see one team eventually moving or a franchise being awarded to one of those locales, whether it's they start for a new franchise in London and realign the divisions or wherever they started. Maybe one in England, one in Germany, but there's going to eventually, I don't know about a whole division, but maybe they put a team in, say hypothetically, they put a team in London and then they put them in the AFC East because it's closer travel for them because it's right on the Eastern Seaboard, or if they put a team in Germany and then like Johnny said, you have come in 2 weeks in America, then you got 2 weeks at home. The only problem with that is, like I said, with 17 games and travel and different time zones and teams playing in the morning overseas because of the time. I mean, it's going to be interesting. And like Sal said, and like you guys have all said, money makes money. They ain't turning down no money. Believe that.
Money. Like I told people, if I look at all these overseas games that they have had, the average fan attendance is 60,000 fucking fans. You got fans overseas that root for not just the teams they're going to go see, or just like NFL football. And the euro is doing better than the American dollar. It makes sense.
And the funny thing, the funny thing too, they're playing in places that they just normally wouldn't. Some soccer places hold 100,000 people. So they're doing it smaller arenas just to get a feel of how the fans like it. What happens when they start playing in places that hold 100,000? Because it will happen.
And it'll sell out. It'll sell out.
And it will happen. Yep.
Good morning,
it will
Kat.
happen. Like they're picking like smaller soccer arenas that might hold 60,000, and they're selling out, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and you see fans with all kinds of jerseys at these games. It's not just the two teams that are playing.
Yep. So for the love of the game, they're gonna be. You'll see eventually they'll be playing in places that soccer stadiums that hold 95,000 and be sold out, packed in like sardines. And like Saul said, the Euro, big money.
Yeah, I that's why I agree with you on a Super Bowl being somewhere else, because they're going to put it in a stadium that holds 100,000.
Yep.
And the Super Bowl has become so corporate that all these corporations that are linked to the NFL are going to be like, yeah, we'll buy a suite, we'll buy 100 tickets, and then they're going to give them to their employees and tell them take a few days, go over, do some work while you're there, but go to the game and represent, and
Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm telling you. Before you know it, just think about how the house, just like you said, TV and streaming and revenue. You remember back in the day, wherever you lived, that was whoever the team that your state lived. You saw the local game at 1:00 and whatever the nationalized game at 4. You only saw the team that was in that area. Then you got Direct TV and the Sunday Ticket. Now you got YouTube TV and streaming services and all these different services. Then now you got Thursday night Amazon and Prime and this one and that one. It's gonna eventually happen. There's gonna be a Super Bowl overseas because nobody's turning down billions of dollars. Nobody is. I don't care who you are.
No, and when the teams go overseas, they get paid for it.
Yeah.
The owner gets $3 million, $5 million, whatever the hell it is. They make extra money just for going overseas.
You don't think if they put the Super Bowl in Paris, France, and that big ass $100,000 seating soccer stadium, that people ain't gonna be there?
Yeah, you got to remember. I would say in about 10 years there's going to be a Super Bowl over in the UK. You remember the Jacksonville Jaguars owner tried to buy the stadium and stuff over there, and
he wanted to move his team there. Yeah,
Andy wanted to buy the stadium over there. They shot that down because they knew he was going to make a killing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And plus, Shad, all his business is in London.
Yes. And he does have a football team. Him and Tony Khan do have a football team soccer. That's what they call football. They call football over there, overseas. They do own a team over there as well. So
Shad Khan Shad Khan has money he hasn't even used yet. Believe me. And you notice every year, how many games a year does Jacksonville play in London? They play every year, 2 games.
Every year, yeah.
Every year, 2 games in England.
Over there, they normally play the most over there.
Yep, because he has all his business there. He's going to keep making money, hand over fist.
Yep, he's slowly putting all his equity in overseas because he knows it's coming, and then whether it's
plus, you ever been to Jacksonville Stadium? Have you ever been to Jacksonville Jaguars game in Jacksonville?
No, I haven't been there. I drove by.
That stadium's old. They had a Super Bowl there years back. It was Philly in New England with Donovan McNabb. And they had to have cruise liners for people to stay in the city. They had cruise liners pull up to the coast and along the waterfront because they didn't have enough hotels. You don't have that problem in England, believe you me.
I mean, they are building a lot more hotels down there now, and they are going to be doing some major upgrade to the stadium here in the next few years. But there's plenty of room down there for them to have everything. It's the largest county in the country.
He ain't turning down no money, believe you me, especially when he's based out of England with money and the businesses, and he gets the NFL letting him have 2 games a year every year there. Eventually, he's going to want to move his team. He's not going to give up that right, because you know how certain NFL teams have the trademark and certain, like where the Dolphins supposedly is Spain. Certain teams got the trademark where they can control that market. You don't think he's going to let that market go to somebody else?
Yeah, that's why they didn't let him buy the stadium stuff over there. All the owners shot that down because he's going to make a lot more money than everybody else. He doesn't have to share it. If you own everything over there, you don't have to. You don't have to share anything.
Yep, they don't want that him owning that marketing patent. Nope. That's like if Johnny says, "Hey, I own blah blah blah. I'm moving them." You remember years back, like Kansas City Chiefs, classic example. Their city was trying to shoot down them rebuilding the stadium or a new stadium and to make upgrades. What did they say? Well, we'll move. And they were going to move. They wanted to move to San Antonio. Why? Because you remember how the NFL had games in San Antonio. People don't see the NFL in San Antonio. They would have to go to Dallas or Houston.
Well, look at the Raiders. How many times have they moved over the years? I mean, some of us are old enough to remember Oakland Raiders, LA Raiders, back to Oakland, back to LA, back to Oakland. Now they're in Las Vegas. I mean, it's.
Hey, some of us are old enough to say I've seen them play in the LA Coliseum when they had Marcus Allen at 10 in the morning. Think about that for a minute. I seen him in the black hole. I seen him in the LA Coliseum. And I've seen him in Vegas. All against the Dolphins. That's funny. that just tell you that brother old.
Showing your age, Russell. Showing your age, sir.
Hey man, that's
Russell,
okay.
Old as fuck, man.
Yeah, man. I was on the chariot ride with Julius Caesar, bro.
You're older than dirt. Russell, you're older than dirt.
Yeah. They were talking about the Last Supper. Russell says, "Where's the biscuits?"
Before I was even thought of. Jeez.
Yeah, man. You know, it's funny. You think about stuff like Johnny said, the Oakland Raiders. I remember the Oakland Raiders, they used to play at Oakland Alameda Coliseum. That place was crazy. And I'm talking about I ain't talking about the 80s and 90s. I'm like the 70s was crazy. Like Ken Stabler and all them. And, the black hole, obviously, eventually, mid 70s, late 70s. Certain teams you got identities with. Like, it seems odd to say Las Vegas Raiders because I'm still in my head Oakland Raiders. Just like you say Washington Commanders. I'm Redskins, you Washington Redskins. I'm remembering them helmets and the over the hill gang, and it seems odd.
We also look at the movement of the Rams.
Yep, they were damn.
Oh yeah,
Los Angeles Rams when they first started out, they were playing in the Coliseum. Then they moved to Anaheim. Then they moved to St. Louis. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Cardinals.
San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, and they
San
weren't
Diego
always
Chargers.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yep. Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
Houston Oilers, man.
How about Baltimore Colts? Baltimore Colts.
Yeah. Baltimore Colts.
The Houston Oilers, Tennessee Titans. Come on, man. Really? The original Cleveland Browns, they went to Baltimore. And then they had to start up a whole new franchise in Cleveland to give them, a team.
Well, the Cardinals weren't Arizona Cardinals either.
Nope.
No.
I remember them playing at Arizona State. Yeah. We went to see a preseason game, Arizona State at Tempe. It was hotter than Hades, bruh. My boy in the Navy's like, yo, let's go see a Cardinals game, man. It looked like a high school game, all open seats. It was hot as hell.
Oh yeah, I lived out there in Tucson before, and
man, brutal. I had a guy on my ship who was from Tucson, and he was like, yo, we got 42 hours off. Let's go check out a game. I was like, yeah, it's preseason. Why not? We went out there. They had, at that time, their quarterback was Jake Plummer.
Yep.
Jake the Snake Plummer.
Jake the Snake.
Yep. It was hotter than Hades. Yep. We're sitting in there with white uniforms on. I was like, yo, I'm leaving. He's like, where you leaving? I'm out of here.
Why you
I said, Arizona, if this is like what hell's like, shit, man, I better do some right. Because this is hot as Hades, man. I remember when Arizona was outside. Yep. That heat was so much. They used to have, what's his name? Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, at the end of his career, yeah.
Yeah, Emmitt Smith.
At the end of his career.
Yeah, I thought Arizona had dry heat and it wasn't as bad.
Listen, that makes me laugh when people say dry heat. If you're in 100 degrees, it's still 100 degrees. Whether it's dry, humidity, it's still brutal. Especially,
I'll say this, Derek. It's a problem when you get a video. It's a problem when you get a video from people that live in Arizona that's cooking fried eggs on the sidewalk. That's a problem.
That's a
Oh
problem.
man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
I would take.
that's a fucking problem. I ain't gonna lie.
Stuffy heat.
I was in Denver. I was in Denver last August. It was 93 degrees. I would take that 93 over 80 degrees in Florida.
Well, you know what you got to remember too, Shake. In Florida, you're closer to the tropics, so you know that's why the humidity is different. Up there, you're in central mountain time, so it's a little different. So 80, 90 there is not like 90 in South Florida. 90 in South Florida is brutal. That's why I tell people all the time, I ain't going to games in September down in Florida. No, hell no. 1 o'clock game in September in Florida? Shoot. I'd rather slap a cop. Nope. That brutal. Man. Hey, I remember.
It ain't too bad. It's you're only just the tailgate's hot, but if you're in the shade and undercover, it's not bad.
Yeah, well, if they're turning the parking lot into all tar, it's going to be a hell of a lot hotter. You got black tar, and at least with the grass, we can stand in the grass and get off the tar. But
it's
they're
brutal.
tearing that up and making it all tar. It's going to make it that much hotter in September,
that
October.
Heat. Yeah, black attracts that heat. And last time I checked, you know, you ain't wearing black to games, but it's hot as Hades in 90s. And shade, good luck with the shade. When you're in the stadium, how much shade? You remember how they built the stadium where one side gets shade and then you're out in the sun?
Well, you know, in the stadium how they have all the club seats at the 50-yard line and all. Well, I think they've added some more club seats because they've called me and asked me if I said they've done some remodeling and asked me if I wanted some club seats, and I'm like, nope, I like where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees cooler where I'm at. And
but you don't live in South Florida, do you? You live
I'm in
up.
Maryland. I'm in Maryland right now for another 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what it is like. It's like everywhere. Like me, Johnny, and Paul. We live in the Northeast, so we get the 90s in August and September. We might get a day in 90, but relatively, the fall is what we like because it cools off dramatically.
I think you meant winters, not Paul.
I mean, I'm
live
sorry.
in the Northeast.
You used to. Yeah, I used to live in Boston area, so you know the change. I meant to say Johnny and Saul.
Yeah, I know the weather you get today with 95% humidity, and the next day or two is supposed to be 100, 103 degrees here, refilled. That's going to be like a 90-degree day in Florida. What it's going to feel like. So at least we're getting a little bit of what it's going to feel like.
Yeah, I mean, we got a heat wave most of the East Coast. A lot of places.
Drop the link. We only got 8 more minutes left anyway, so.
Yeah, if you want.
You got 8 minutes.
Don't worry about it. We only got 8 minutes left.
Yeah, all right.
Wednesday night. Join us Wednesday night for everybody to join in the panel. We'll have the link out there Wednesday night. Every Sunday at 10 a.m.
I don't know if I missed it or not, but do you guys think Ramsey's going to go before training camp, or is he going to cause a distraction in the middle of it?
Yeah, we talked about that quite a bit, about how, wait and see where he goes and take the best deal possible. And he wants to go somewhere on the West Coast, but.
And who was the other team? Wasn't it Atlanta or somebody?
Well, now, the last one yesterday said LA Chargers or Rams or San Fran is where he wants to go, somewhere on the West Coast.
Now you just send him the opposite.
Yeah, that's what I had said. I'd send him for the best deal we could possibly get. But Shake also said about Gria's softer than cotton candy, so he'll do what's best for Ramsey. I'd be like, listen, you wanted to screw us out of, you don't want to talk to the coach, and that's all well and good, but you signed the contract, and if we don't get what we want, I'm not sending them to the Chargers, who's already a pretty decent team, who we play also, and we're gonna cover the whole contract. That ain't gonna happen. No, I don't care.
I'm ready for him to go to the Chargers, somebody, and we play him, and then we just burn his old ass and be like, here's the reason why we got rid of you. We should have never paid your money.
I'm not rewarding bad behavior. I'm not doing it. That's just me. I'm not saying anybody else. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, but I'm not rewarding bad behavior. I didn't hold the gun to your head and make you sign the deal. And Johnny has said it, and Paulus has said it, and Saul has said it. We've all said it. Oh, every year somebody wants more. Well, guess what? You signed that deal. We gave you that deal. Play out the deal. If we can't get what we want in a trade, well, guess what? We'll suspend you. I'd rather pay you not to play. So you lose a year on your career. I don't care. Whatever.
There's got to be something in that contract they could get him for, or something like.
Listen, you signed it. You got to play. Imagine you going to your job telling your boss you got a raise last year, and you tell your boss, "Oh, well, Saul got a raise $1 more than me. How come? I'm not working." Guess what? You'd be fired.
Yep.
Outside of you being in a union where they would protect you, they got an NFL union. But I'll say, hey, we'll pay him, but we'll suspend him with pay. He ain't playing. Teams have done that. I'm not going to have you come here and you're going to fake an injury. So how about I just suspend you with pay so you're still under contract for the Dolphins the whole year. And then we'll come back to it next year because you're still on the contract. It is what it is.
His age isn't helping because he's getting older and then maybe he'll lose a step. But I still, like I said, I want to see him go to a team, to what we play him, and then just eat him up.
You're hoping and wishing.
No, we got the team to do it. If we play it right, protect Tua, you would eat him up. You
just said the magic word. Hope, wish. Hope in one hand, wish in the other.
If.
Yep, if. If I was on the ballot, maybe I would have been president. If, but I wasn't.
What do you guys do? Would you like to see? Would you like to see him get burned if he went there?
On another team where we don't have to face him. I don't want to reward bad behavior. That's like you going to work every day and telling your boss what the hell you ain't gonna do, and he keeps paying you.
Yeah,
you think that's gonna work?
No,
that ain't gonna work.
Nice. It would be nice
because you open up a can of worms, and this is how it's happened with Greer. He rewards bad behavior. A guy cries, he gets more money. He started it by signing that damn Byron Jones when he had the guy who led the NFL interceptions, Xavier Howard. Yep. Instead of paying the guy that you already had, you're going to go pay an outsider. You already opened a big can of worms in the locker room. So you're saying, hey, the guys here ain't worth a damn, so we're going to go pay a guy that's not here. Come on, man. And then you watch homegrown talent like Wilkins out the door. Yep. Dan Ginkgo out the door. Nick Needham out the door. And then you cry, and then you get more money. Tyreek Hill, bad behavior. You rewarded bad behavior. You had to pay your quarterback eventually, so the market wouldn't suggest that you have to pay him $900 million. So you paid Tua. Then Waddle was coming up. You paid Waddle. Now you paid Chubb big money. Who's going to be coming up next? You're going to have to pay Jalen Phillips eventually. If he has a good year, you're going to have to pay him. So it's going to keep being a bad cycle. Don't reward bad behavior.
Okay, real quick before we call it a day, if you happen to be on Facebook and you see my wife, tell her happy anniversary. She's been married to me for 23 years today.
Oh, my God. Happy anniversary, Pop.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary, and may I tell your wife, man, you got to get a merit badge for marrying that guy.
You telling me?
Happy anniversary, my brother.
Happy anniversary to you both.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Yep.
Hey, you know, like Cub Scouts, you got merit badges. She got to get a badge of honor.
Ain't that the truth? I won't argue with you there.
I'm teasing, my brother. Happy anniversary.
Join us Wednesday night, 8 p.m. and next Sunday at 10 a.m. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate y'all spending the time with us. Other than that, peace, love, and fins up, everybody.
Peace, love, and fins up, y'all.
Fins up, y'all.
Peace, love,
and fins up. Thanks for having me on your show, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Yep.